Teofimo Lopez training with Canelo Alvarez ahead of the Shakur Stevenson fight is the kind of move that instantly shifts the entire mood of the build-up. A major reason for that is the constant presence of Eddie Reynoso throughout the process.
7, 8, 9, 10, cambio, vamos. Para el siguiente round. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10.
This isn't about headlines or gym selfies. It's about refining weapons in an environment where Eddie Reynoso's championship standards are non-negotiable.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7.
Todas las mañanas
Teofimo made it clear this wasn't a split or a shake-up. As he explained, "My father and Eddie Reynoso have been in communication, and we felt this was the best option. I'm not stepping away from my father. He's actually the one who pushed me to join Canelo's camp. My father was there. It was great. Now let's see what comes of it."
Un tiempo arriba, un tiempo abajo.
Break. Break. Break.
Eso, ya le está doliendo ahí, ahora la verte en medio, güey. Ándale, muy bien. Ahora no le tiras nada. Nomás te sale. Camina. Lo llaveas, ya.
This isn't Teofimo running from his roots. It's him expanding them under Eddie Reynoso's watchful eye. Working alongside Canelo in Reynoso's camp means learning how to apply pressure without rushing, how to stay calm inside chaos, and how to turn patience into damage. It's elite mindset training as much as physical work, shaped by Reynoso's philosophy of control and efficiency.
What's it like seeing him now kind of face to face? When you look at him, what do you see? Because obviously you're not locked in just yet, and the closer it gets to a fight, obviously things turn a little bit. But when you do look at Shakur, what do you think of him?
I think I don't think too much of it. You know, I think that he believes in himself. That's one thing. But I'm here to destroy his dreams and all that he wants to do and become. You can't take this from me. I worked very hard for it. I've bled for this, and I'm not taking nothing from him, but I just believe that what's gonna happen next is for destiny in the boxing ring to decide.
You can already feel the intention behind it. Teofimo isn't just preparing to beat Shakur, he's preparing to stay composed when the fight gets uncomfortable. And when a fighter known for explosiveness starts adding layers of calm, timing, and ring IQ influenced by Eddie Reynoso, that's when things get very interesting.
Shakur? Yeah, absolutely. We sparred, but we only did like 3 rounds, and it was pretty much simple. It wasn't too crazy. Yeah.
But take anything from that? I know it's only 3 rounds, but do you take anything out of that 3 rounds that you shared with Shakur?
It's interesting. Him, I did 3 rounds. Gervonta Davis, I did 3 rounds. Only those 2 guys I ever did like rounds that were so minimal. And but you leave that aura to that fighter so that they always place in their mind eventually, so.
Why did you do only 3 rounds with both of them?
I think that was all they wanted. They were swapping around, so we didn't do too many rounds. Yeah, I think that he was just there preparing for his fight that week.
So it was just like,
And once you hear about Teofimo soaking up knowledge in Canelo's camp, the conversation naturally levels up, because when you zoom out, you realize how big this moment really is. I'm listening to Max break it down and thinking, yeah, this is one of those rare times boxing actually gets out of its own way. No 5-year marination, no waiting for someone to slip. Just two elite fighters meeting while both still believe they're the future.
Listen, if Stevenson wants to be on his stick and move game, very difficult style matchup for Teofimo, and maybe not that entertaining to the fans.
Because Stevenson's longer.
Exactly.
Stevenson's defense probably the best in the game,
and
he's longer.
Great reflexes and timing, and so does Teo. That's why he's a great counterpuncher. But Teo's, he's a very special athlete.
Teofimo is a two-time two-division Ring Magazine champion. In both fights where he won the Ring Magazine championship, he was the underdog. 4-1 underdog against Lomachenko. People forget, Lomachenko was taking elite fighters in the lower divisions and they were quitting.
Yes.
He was beating them into something. They were like, I can't do this, right? And Teofimo beat him. Right, he outboxed him.
Yeah, he didn't do it by physically imposing himself on him.
He outboxed him, he outfought him, he had speed.
I love how this is framed as a high-speed chess match, because that's exactly what it feels like. Not a sprint, not a staring contest, a fight where every move has consequences. Teofimo is the guy who saves his best self for the biggest nights. We've seen that movie before, doubted, written off, and then suddenly throwing 100 punches in the final round just to make a point. Shakur, on the other hand, is that calm presence who makes you feel like you're losing without even realizing how. And that's what makes this so dangerous. One man thrives in chaos, the other thrives in control, and neither one plans on blinking.
The thing I like about Teo's style, when you have a guy like Shakur whose defense is that good, and he's not just a guy who's going to hug you, he can box, you know? The easiest thing in the world is just to pick him against everybody.
Right. Yes.
But Teo also has the kind of footwork, Malik, where he steps around guys. Sorry. Shakur has more to lose. Yes. He's the undefeated fighter. He's seen as the eventual pound-for-pound champ, potentially. But Teo has more to win. He has more to gain. So on the one hand, is there an advantage there where Shakur is fighting to protect that perfect record, to protect that kind of sense that he's the next guy? On the other hand, Teo is like he can fight with more abandon against Shakur because there's so much for him to gain. And if he loses, he's lost before. He's lost to Kambosos, and he came back.
I'm nodding along when Max talks about underdog energy, because Teofimo with nothing to lose is a different animal. Loose, creative, explosive. But I'm not ignoring the reality that Shakur's defense isn't just pretty, it's disciplined. And discipline usually holds up under pressure. This doesn't feel like hype talk. It feels like a collision of philosophies. One guy betting on moments, the other betting on margins. And when you hear a breakdown like this, it doesn't make you more confident in a pick, it makes you more excited to let the rounds breathe. This is the kind of fight where the story changes 3 or 4 times before it's over.
I see Shakur standing his ground and fighting in the pocket more than people expect.
Do you see him being successful doing that, Doug?
Yeah, I do.
I feel like this fight is a winner's bracket fight from an era, but we're getting it now. You know, when you look at like Tank and Haney and Ryan and this and that, you know, and Shakur and Teofimo and Lomachenko, even though he was older, but there were a whole bunch of really talented guys in and around the weight neighborhood.
Yeah.
And I feel like these two could have easily been the two when the dust settled left standing, but the dust hasn't settled yet. They're just getting it on.
Yes.
Right? Like, that's what excites me.
And this is where the whole build-up quietly clicks into place. After all the analysts, camps, and predictions, you finally hear Shakur himself and realize this fight didn't need weeks of negotiations or promoter drama. It happened because 2 confident fighters picked up the phone and said, "Let's do it." I'm listening to this and thinking that's real fighter energy. No ducking, no weight games, no, bring him down to me, talk. Just Shakur saying, if you want him, you meet him where he's strongest. That alone tells you he's not here to play it safe. And what I love is how calm he sounds while calling Teofimo unpredictable, unfiltered, and dangerous, yet still giving him full respect as a fighter. That's not fear.
Yeah, I'm gonna make him pay for a lot of them things that he said about black people, but at the end of the day, I know he's not racist. I know him deep down inside. He's truly is a cool person. He wants to be great, and this is the type of fight that I really enjoy.
You guys had the press conference last week and the face-to-face and all that stuff. What did you make of his vibe there? The face-off was interesting, and some of the things that he was saying at the press conference was interesting. What did you make of his vibe overall?
I think something mentally wrong with him. I don't think he's like all the way there mentally. I think he's crazy.
Legit?
That's my opinion. Yeah, I think he's legit crazy. I think something really wrong with him, but that's what make him dangerous. I think them the guys is the most dangerous people, them delusional, crazy people who want to be the best and want their spot at greatness. So I gotta respect it, but I think something is definitely.
That's awareness. Shakur isn't trash-talking for laughs. He's studying the chaos and preparing for it. And the New York angle adds spice without forcing anything. Because while Teofimo claims the city, Shakur knows exactly whose faces he'll see when that crowd lights up. This doesn't feel like a manufactured rivalry. It feels like two elite fighters who genuinely believe the other is standing in the way of something historic. Shakur talks about legacy, about 4 divisions, about chessboards instead of callouts. That's veteran thinking in a young body. And when he says he doesn't care who walks out second, you believe him, because he's already decided the ring is where the argument ends. One man thrives on unpredictability, the other thrives on control. And when those worlds collide at Madison Square Garden, you're not getting a gimmick. You're getting a statement fight. Confidence without noise. Tension without acting. And that's usually when the real drama shows up on fight night.